Let those that have the ear to hear, hear me. And those that have the eyes to see, see me. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I had a spiritual awakening in 2012. Um, it seemed as if everything in my reality was crumbling in front of me. Not because of money or anything. I was fine on that too. I began to question my reality. And in the midst of me questioning my reality, I told God, don't let me stray from the path, because what he was showing me or what I was seeing, it contradicted my religious beliefs. Um, it contradicted everything that I thought I knew in my reality. And it's kind of hard for me to explain a world that most people don't even know exists, but you're getting ready to find out it exists to you. So I just wanted to give you a quick rundown, I guess the best day I can. What everybody on the planet right now that has not already awakened is experiencing is called the dark night of the soul. It's the day that you realize that your beautiful little world that you thought you were living in was a fantasy. It was an illusion. You found out that 99.9% of everything that you were ever told was a lie. And what happens is the egoic mind, which is it's not the subconscious mind, but it's the conscious mind. It begins to try to grasp hold of anything that seems familiar to itself. And the ego, which is edging God out, it fights tooth and nail for its life, because it was what controlled you since the beginning. You guys, 2 years ago, God told me, Trey, and let me give you guys in context what was happening. While most of you, and I'm speaking of everybody, and except for the people that have been through one of these experiences, when you were at your movie theaters and life was peachy, when you were going out to eat, when I say out to eat, I mean even going to a Burger King to pick up a sandwich. Me and my wife and my children were secluded from all humanity. When I say all, I mean even my family, even some of my family that's watching this now. They had no phone calls came to my phone, because what I was experiencing didn't fit into the category of what everybody else was experiencing. Let's just say it that way. We saw that there were other beings and life forces that lived on the planet. And to tell that to somebody is like, dude, this dude's crazy. So most people, they rather go back to their parties and movie theaters and football games. Ah, it was awesome, man. And me and my kids and my wife, when I say to you, it was for 3 years, because 2 years ago God told me what I'm going to tell you. We had no interactions with human beings. Let me say this again to you. If you knew me from Kinder Morgan and the island, once I left from that island, I would come home with my wife and kids, as me and my family were being gang stalked by those that actually rule this world. So I know a lot of you right now are watching television and you're saying it's Obama or it's Trump. Listen, when I tell you personally, and I'm just going to be, I usually don't get truthful with everybody but hey, it's too late. You all about to wake up anyways. So just remember, I told it to you first. There are things within this planet that are not human. There are things within this planet that you, in your wildest dreams, cannot fathom what's really going on. This reality was the third dimension. It was the illusion dimension, the dimension of the veil. What's happening right now to every single human being that's under the sound of my voice is you are having a mass awakening. Now, the difference is, I'm not experiencing this because I've already been through it. My daughter Amaya can tell you about the dark night of the soul. My son Amarion can tell you about the dark night of the soul. My wife can tell you about the dark night of the soul. So when they're locking everyone down for COVID-19, or you can't go to work, or you can't go to your bar, it doesn't really make a difference to us. We've already been there, okay? Now I'm saying this from sympathy for those that have not waken up yet. think that you're woke, but you're going to see what being awakened is. The first signs of it is you'll start realizing that friends and family members that used to come around you to no longer vibrate on your frequency. Second thing is they're going to begin to label you as something different because you no longer fit at the bottom of the pyramid. Remember, as a pyramid ascends up, the base is full of people because a lot of people can fit in. But the higher you ascend, the higher you grow in consciousness, there's the less amount of people that you'll encounter. And I've been making videos for the past year now. And I don't know if people were watching them or if it really resonated with you at that time. Everything, the reason people thinking this is tribulation, it's the Antichrist coming, it's the mark of the beast, and all of these other ideologies or belief systems that you were programmed from the matrix that you've been living in. The reason that you're clinging to that, the ego is clinging to it, is because everything that you thought you gave all of your life to is just leaving from you. And here's my truth that I'm going to tell to you, whether you want to accept it or not, but you will see before December the 21st of this year. Remember, I told you the dates as well. Just like I told you guys in 2019, I put the baby face on and I told everyone you're going to cry in 2020. Go back and watch my video. I made a whole segment for it. And 2020 came and everybody's crying, right? So you can say I'm wrong again, but you're going to mark my words. By December the 21st, 2012, the old matrix system will no longer be online on planet Earth. And the truth is going to come out beyond a shadow of a doubt. And from experience, from going through Dark Night of the Soul for 3 years consecutively, non-stop Dark Night of the Soul, which is the time that I had to face my ego and let go of those belief systems and become the I am. Okay? And that's what's happening to everyone. A lot of people they like to get in my comment section, but I understand why it's not personal. I think I did it on my spiritual awakening. I find people to blame for my experiences. You use religion to blame for your experience. That makes sense. I'll say it's the Bible, it's tribulation. Or you're going to say it's the Antichrist. That's why my life is in disarray. But the truth is, you've been living in an illusion. You have been living in a slumber. And you're waking up, just like in the Matrix, when Neo pulled the cord from his head and he realized, oh my God, like, dude, we got cords in the back of our heads. Like, what's going on, right? And it's trippy. It is trippy. Okay? It's trippy to realize that there are Arcturians that walk on the planet. Most people don't even know what I'm talking about. There are beings called reptilians that live in the Middle Earth. And they walk amongst us. Some are police officers. Some are what you think are gangbangers. Some are people that work at the Target or the Walmart distribution center. And these beings have been here all along, but you were asleep. Your eye was asleep, so you could not see them on that frequency. And a lot of you are not even there yet. Right now, you're still dealing with the ego. The part that says, how dare they tell me I can't go to the sports event? You know, I can't go to my church service. I'll stand of the world. And it's not. It's the beginning of a new. And the quicker that you let go, because you can't fight against the Creator, you guys. And I just want to say this to you too. It hurts my heart, man. And this is even for religious people, that we even came up with this sick, perverted idea that the Creator made a mistake, right? He created this guy named Lucifer, this angel. Now, they had no free will. And all of a sudden, he got free will. So God made a mistake. No. And then it's so funny that we always have this opposition to the Creator. Like, this is the Creator, man. The Creator of the heavens and the earth, of everything that has came and everything that is to come. Why do we play him as if he's weak or she is weak? See, and I said she. Oh, I know. Oh, they said she. Yeah, God could be a female. Again, you're speaking of books that were written when men believe that women are beneath them, and now you see the truth. They're not. They're very powerful beings. It's a lot of things that you're going to wake up to experience. And I believe that God allowed me to go experience these first so that I can go say it to people. But he told me this 2 years ago, and I'm going to get back to my point. He said, Trey, you are empath. You can feel everyone's pain, and you think it's your job to go off to heal them. And God said, Trey, where are the people at now? When I was going through ours with just me and my children and no human, not my mother, not my father, not my uncles, not my cousins. If you're a family member and you say you were there, you're lying. You weren't. I went through this alone, because on that spiritual journey, you will be alone. And I remember being bitter and angry and saying, God, why am I alone? He said, Trey, because you're going to walk this first. He said, you were always destined to walk this first. And it's a lot of others that had to walk this first. And I know this is a hard time for you guys. So when I'm smiling and laughing, it's just because I'm at awe how the universe or God or creator, and whichever words that you use to define the I am. And I hate that people have labels for something. It's so funny how we have labels for like the creator. But you can't even tell me what nothing looks like. You can put your Bible up, your Quran, your Torah, whichever books you choose to read. Can you explain to me through any of those books what all looks like? Can you describe it? Can you describe what nothing looks like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? You can't express those in human words. But here we are with the ego, the mind that thinks it knows so much, that we give the creator a name. If you name it, it's in a box. And you're going to realize how little you truly know. And that's the painful part. To have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I've been on this planet 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, 50 years, 70 years, and I've learned nothing. Because as soon as you wake up, as soon as you truly wake up, you'll realize that you have never learned anything. And being awake is realizing how much you do not know. It's not realizing how much you know. It's realizing how much you truly did not know. And that is the bad part. So, for the record, not to be debated, these are facts. Maktub, it is written. You are experiencing the Great Awakening. The whole earth is. No matter what president's in office, no matter what you guys are thinking, I hear all the conspiracy theories. That's the ego trying to figure it all out, reading through all your books. See, God is within you. He's never been outside of you. He's never been in a book. He was always inside of you. And the quicker that you let go of your belief system, I believe it's the quicker that you're going to wake up. And then you'll see the truth. You realize the oxygen is clear, it's crisp. Can you taste it? Can you taste it? It tastes good, right? You realize that everything is in perfect alignment. And you will realize that the Creator never made a mistake. And everything is as it should be. Everything. Not one time did He make a mistake. And also, for the record, this is for the human beings. Get off your high horses believing that you are greater than what you are. We are on a rock in a galaxy called the Milky Way. A galaxy that lays within a universe, that lays within a multiverse. And for the wisest Christian or Muslim or scholar or guru that has understood and spoken to the highest realms of all things, all of the universe, to the Creator, once you've learned all that there is to know in the universe, when you get to Him or her or it, and you say, I have studied all in the universe, and the angels and the Creator is going to look at you and say, good job, baby. You learned how to say that means A. Now let us teach you B. Because you do not know how deep this rabbit hole really goes. It's eternal.